Hey y'all, it's Megan. Welcome back to the channel. Glad you're here today. I was scraping some cream off of my milk, getting ready to make me some butter. I got to where I make butter about twice a week and freeze it. But I'm making my kids some chocolate milk. I like to keep about a half a gallon of my homemade chocolate milk for them to enjoy with their supper and things. So I thought I'd bring you along and show you my kinda healthy chocolate milk. It doesn't have, I don't put granulated sugar in it. Of course, there's no preservatives, there's no thickeners like your store-bought chocolate milk. So I'm gonna bring y'all along the way and show you how to do it. So what I've got in my pot here, it's about a half a gallon, maybe a hair more of my raw milk. So I want to heat that up just a little bit, and I'm gonna tell y'all I got clean hands, but I'm gonna feel of it. And once it starts getting just a little warm to the touch, I'm gonna add some cocoa powder. When I first made this, I made the mistake of adding cocoa powder to cold milk. Anybody with any sense knows you're supposed to warm it up before you put cocoa powder in it, but it took me a couple of times to realize that. So I'm not gonna bring it up to like the pasteurization point, so this will still should have most of the raw milk benefits, even though I am heating it up a little bit. It's not going to get up to like close to the boiling point or anything like that. It just needs to be a little warm to dissolve that cocoa powder. While we're at it, I would like to thank Mona for this sweet, sweet gift that she sent me. It fits perfect down in these regular mouth lids to scoop out my cream. So now what you're going to need is just some cocoa powder. Now, there are healthier options. This just happens to be what I have on hand right now. So we're going to start off with about 3 tablespoons of that, okay? And then we'll go off a taste. Alright, now I went ahead and cut my heat off. I warmed this up on low. Now, just because you don't have raw milk don't mean you can't make it this way. You can make it this way, I would say, with store-bought milk just the same. I've only ever made it with raw milk, but it'll take a little bit for all this to dissolve. And I'm just going to keep stirring. Sometimes it takes a little bit. So we're starting to get a nice light brown color. And my kids love this, y'all. There's still some chunks floating. Now, for our sweetener, I like to use a little honey and some real maple syrup. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of pancake syrup like you buy from the grocery store. I'm talking about real maple syrup. You can also get that at the grocery store, but if you're buying the syrup, it costs $1, it's not real. I'm just gonna tell you. And the real maple syrup is so much better as far as taste-wise goes. I didn't know what real maple syrup even tasted like till a couple of years ago, but we love it, and it makes an excellent, healthy sweetener. All right, I'm gonna do around 1.5 tablespoons of, this is some local honey. I actually bartered for, traded some lard for. And then around 1.5 tablespoons of real maple syrup. Maybe a little more. Should be around 3 tablespoons of all of it all together. So now the milk is still warm. I'm gonna continue to stir it. You can kind of feel the honey and stuff sitting on the bottom. So you want to stir till you feel all that get dissolved. Gonna give it a little taste to see if I need to add any more chocolate powder or any more sweetener. That is good. It's so good. So I think I may add just a touch more chocolate. It needs a little bit more of the chocolatey taste. I'm gonna add a little bit more. My milk's still warm, so I'm gonna add a little bit more, let that dissolve. I added about 1/2 of a half of another tablespoon, because it needs just a touch more chocolate taste. And I also sometimes like to kick it up a notch, so we'll do that for this video. You add just a little bit of cinnamon in there. Gives it just a little extra taste, and it's really good. It's a really good flavor with the syrup and the honey and the chocolate. We'll do that while that's dissolving. I'll add a link to my butter video if you hadn't seen it, if any of y'all are interested in making your own butter at home. It's super easy. It's way easier than it sounds. Just like this, like people want you to think it's hard, that you need to buy the chocolate milk that's got the preservatives and everything in it, when you don't. Now this chocolate milk's not going to be thick like the milk from the store, but it's going to taste just as good. Like I said, I think I had a little over a half a gallon. I think that's why I had to add a little more chocolate. It's dissolved. I'm going to give it another little taste. Don't judge me. I am using the same spoon. It's just me and my youngins going to be drinking this, y'all. So, of course, if I was sharing it with somebody, making it for somebody, I would not do double dip, but it'd be all right. Oh, yeah. That did it. Very good. So, once this cools off, you'll notice the chocolate will settle to the bottom, just like a Yoo-hoo or something. So, you want to give your milk a good shake. So, I'm going to get this in the jar and in the fridge, so it'll be ready for the kids to enjoy at supper tonight. You'll notice my jar has milk on it. It is because this is the jar this milk does come out of. I ain't trying to wash more dishes than I have to, so it is what it is. Quite a bit over a half a gallon. Pour the rest of that in my cup and set that in the fridge, and I'll have that with supper tonight. I'm gonna tell you, I like chocolate milk too. Look yonder. Well, there you go, folks. Short and sweet. Took me about 10 minutes to make some delicious, guilt-free chocolate milk. I call it guilt-free because it doesn't have granulated refined sugar in it. You know, it's got natural sugars. The only ingredient in the Hershey's cocoa is cocoa. That's what it says anyway. I hope that's the case. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned a little something. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like button, and leave me a comment. I love to hear from y'all. And anyways, I'll talk to y'all next time.